Hello, family, friends, and fellow sojourners. It's time for me to tell you a quick story about someone that was very near and dear to me. She was part of my Bible study fellowship group, and her name was Sharon. She wound up having cancer, life threatening cancer, and was really struggling for many reasons, one of which was that her husband was not a Christian. And I prayed for her, prayed with her about her husband and her situation. I'll never forget, we were sitting under a tree at a park one day, and absolutely beautiful day, and she was beautifully dressed, and she had a sundress on and a straw hat, and she looked so lovely. And I remember talking to her and telling her that God was in control and that He loved her and that He was going to be there for her in her times of struggle. And I remember taking a pair of earrings out of my ears. It was a set of pearl earrings with a little tiny ruby stone next to the pearl. And I told her, I said, Sharon, I want you to have these to remind yourself that you are the pearl of great price that the Lord talked about. And I said that little drop of blood is to remind you of several things. One of which that Jesus bled and died for us. And also that every time you see a speck of blood, you think of an injury or pain. And I said, even though you're going through this, I said, I really believe that you're going to sense the Lord's presence and that He's going to be there for you every step of the way. Well, I have a good friend, Chrissy, that plays the harp. She played at my parents' memorial services. And when Sharon was actually dying at home, they called Chrissy and asked her if she would come and play the harp for Sharon as she transitioned. And when Chrissy told me everything that happened in that room, I was astounded and blessed at the same time. She was lying in her bed, obviously in a lot of pain, but the very last thing she said, with a look of joy on her face, was, "Oh, it is so beautiful. I wish you could see it." And that brought me great comfort, and I'm sure everyone in that room, including and especially her husband, when he heard those words, those being her last, when she took her last breath, for him to contemplate what that meant. What did she see? Why did she say those words? If God wasn't real, then what was she trying to portray to him and everyone in that room, her children? And when I went to her funeral, they had put those earrings that I had given Sharon in her ears. And again, that blessed me, and it made me cry very hard when I remembered our little conversation under that tree. And I just recognized that lots of people have told me stories about those that they've lost and the things that they've done. And I know I myself, when I was with my grandfather, just hours before he passed, he was lying in a room in a nursing home. He too had cancer and had been struggling for quite a while. And as we were singing to him, he had his eyes closed. He never communicated anything to us, but he closed his eyes. He had his eyes closed. He lifted up his hands and looked heavenward and had this beautiful smile on his face. And then he was gone less than a couple of hours later. So I know that there is something wonderful waiting for us on the other side, something we don't know, we can't even comprehend it, although I did tell you that I thought that I'd had a vision about what heaven was. It is beautiful, if I in fact did see it. And I just want to encourage you, if you've lost someone near and dear to your heart, or if you yourself are contemplating a death situation, I just want to encourage you to let you know that there is something wonderful beyond this life. And we're merely sojourners. We're merely passing through this old earth. This is not our permanent home. So I just wanted to share that with you and give you something to think about and to maybe be excited about. So God bless you, my dear friends. Take care. Bye-bye.